When I first really began to understand the feel of social media, which was definitely an adjustment. It wasn't like writing emails. It wasn't exactly like a conversation you would have. It fills this other space that I think takes some adjustment. And I first began understanding it when, this will sound funny, but it was when I first got my chickens. And I found the experience of having chickens so funny and engaging and interesting, and I just started talking about it. It was something that I guess I would have talked about with friends if they were sitting around and I'd come in and saying, oh my God, my chicken laid her first egg. But I live out in the country. I don't go into an office. I don't have that kind of sort of medium intensity relationship with people because I do live in a quieter place. And I've often said to people, if I still lived in Manhattan, maybe Twitter wouldn't have become such an engaging form for me. So I began talking about my chickens and hearing back from people, and then one of my chickens got sick, and there was a huge response of people asking about how she was doing and actually giving me a great deal of condolence when I had to have the chicken euthanized. I think that was the transition where I thought, I think I understand this relationship. It's a kind of ambient intimacy as opposed to speaking in front of an audience where there's distance or an actual one-on-one conversation. It's something a little bit different that I happen to find oddly very natural and comfortable and really appealing. I feel like my books and my magazines stories are conversations. They happen to be one-sided when they're published, but I feel strongly it's always been the way I write, which is I picture myself saying to people, I've just learned something so interesting, I want to tell you about it. So the missing piece of that was hearing people back saying, wow, that's interesting, or tell me more. So Twitter became that extension of what I feel that I'm doing anyway as a writer. Added to that a certain amount of sort of complaining about my, domestic travails and how much work I have to do to take care of my dogs and cats and pets and, the kind of chit chat that you end up doing in social media, which is just purely fun.